All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever wondered how top-tier security researchers and bug bounty hunters just seem to uncover hidden web assets so incredibly fast? You want to find those literal blind spots across the internet, but maybe you're feeling totally overwhelmed by all the complex programming jargon out there. Well, if that sounds like you are in exactly the right place.
So what are we actually doing here? We are talking about HTTP probing. In plain English, it's the process of identifying live websites, analyzing the web tech they're running, and inspecting the responses to grab actionable data from massive lists of domains and IP addresses. And to pull this off, professionals basically rely on one specific tool, HTTPX. Seriously, think of HTTPX as your lightweight, blazingly fast, digital Swiss Army knife for the modern web. It's a total game changer.
Welcome to this masterclass explainer on HTTPX. Today, we're unpacking the source material to systematically level up your reconnaissance skills. We are going to completely strip away the confusion and look directly at how you can use this powerhouse of a tool to start seeing the web exactly the way professional ethical hackers do.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. We'll meet your new superpower, unlock the command line, dive into real-world bug bounty recon, build out the complete hacker toolkit, and finally, go over how to avoid those rookie mistakes.
Section 1. Meet your new superpower, the ultimate digital Swiss Army knife.
Okay, the absolute best takeaway here, and I really want you to hear this, is that you do not need to be an expert programmer to do this. Let me repeat that. You do not need to write complex code to master HTTPX. It is specifically designed to be accessible. So whether you're a student, a freelancer, or totally self-taught, your journey starts right here. With just simple English and consistent practice, you'll be executing the exact same HTTP probing that top-tier security researchers run every single day.
Section 2. Unlocking the command line, equipping your basic abilities. The whole secret sauce is just knowing how to ask the tool for exactly what you want. And we do that using flags. Think of this as your basic terminal cheat sheet. When you tack on -C to your command, you're asking for the status code. This instantly tells you if a site is actually live with a 200 OK or completely locked down with a 403 forbidden. Then there's -CL for content length. That literally gives you the response size in bytes, which is phenomenal for spotting weird anomalies. But honestly, my absolute favorite is -tech detect. Run that and HTTPX magically tells you if the target is running WordPress, React, PHP, you name it. And finally, -title will just neatly pull the web page title for you so you know what the site is about without ever opening a browser.
All right, so how do we build this into combo moves? Once you've got the basics down, you just start chaining them together. The MC and FC flags let you match or filter your results. Say you only want to see the successful 200 status codes and filter out all those dead 404s? Boom, that's how you do it. Next, you can output all this beautiful data using -JSON or just dump it straight to a text file with -O. Now please pay super close attention to -T for threads and -RL for rate limits. This right here is how you control the speed of your scan, so you don't accidentally knock a server offline. And finally, if you want to peek beyond the default web ports, just throw in -ports to scan custom ones like 8080.
Section 3. Real-world bug bounty recon, executing your combo moves.
Look, the fundamental hacking loop, it isn't movie magic. It is a highly disciplined, 5-step process. First up, you collect your domains or IPs. Second, you fire off those HTTPX commands we literally just talked about, maybe probing for an admin panel or running some tech detection. Third, you analyze the results, keeping your eyes peeled for unusual behavior, weird content links or exposed headers. Fourth, save the useful data. And fifth, you repeat it consistently. This exact same loop is used across the industry for everything from port discovery to TLS fingerprinting and WebSocket detection.
Section 4. The complete hacker toolkit, gearing up for success.
No tool works entirely in a vacuum. HTTPX is your primary HTTP probing tool for sure, but it is part of a much bigger workflow. You'd typically start with something like Subfinder or a mass to dig up a massive list of subdomains. Then you feed that giant list right into HTTPX to quickly filter out the dead links and see what's actually breathing. Once HTTPX tells you what technologies are running on the live ones, you might toss those specific targets over to Nuclei to scan for vulnerabilities, or load them up in Burp Suite for some deep manual web app testing. Oh, and you can cross-reference the whole shebang with Shodan, which is basically the search engine for internet-connected devices. This is your essential gear loadout.
Section 5. Avoiding rookie mistakes, the pro hacker meta strategy.
All right, let's get real for a second.
because this right here is exactly what separates the amateurs from the absolute pros. Beginners almost always trip up because they start scanning targets without permission, or they crank up the thread counts, totally ignore rate limits, and end up causing major disruptions. They'll just copy-paste commands blindly expecting instant success, but the pros, it's a stark contrast. Professionals only scan authorized targets. They actually take the time to understand what a command is doing before they hit enter, and most importantly, they expect a learning curve. They know perfectly well that they're going to face failed spans and confusing outputs at first, and they just embrace it as part of the process.
Actually, if there is only one thing you take away from this entire explainer, make it the number one. The source material hammers this point home. Focus on learning exactly one option at a time, and practice for 1 hour daily. Seriously, do not try to master every single feature in a weekend. Slow, structured learning combined with regular practice is just vastly superior to rushing.
To bring it all together, your journey starts with small, consistent steps. HTTPX is incredibly powerful, and look, the internet security industry is absolutely exploding right now. Reconnaissance skills are ridiculously valuable in bug bounty hunting and pen testing. But remember, this industry rewards patience. It rewards the people who actually build structured workflows and stick to them step by step.
So, I've got to ask, once you've got HTTPX installed and that terminal is staring back at you, what authorized target are you going to probe first? Grab your domains, fire up the command line, and let your journey begin. Have fun with it, and keep learning every single day.